This week, you can do so for free. Just kind of throw them on your curb.
In the Valley Today's Nishay Taylor joining us live with what we need to know for Cleanup Week. Good morning, Nishay.
Good morning, Jordan and Ashley. And guess what? I found one of those refrigerators we were talking about. There's been a couple out here in the city of Fargo that people have been just trying to get rid of. I can only imagine some of the things that people have in their homes that they're looking to get rid of. We do manage to hold on to a lot of clutter. I don't know what it is about us personally, but you know, folks are definitely taking advantage of getting rid of all of that clutter. It's springtime. It's time to get rid of all of that stuff. So right here in Fargo, they say folks should definitely be separating their items. They should be putting them in disposable containers such as trash bags or even cardboard boxes to kind of help them differentiate what's what. They say that pickup crews, there will be multiple trucks that will be picking up different items around the city. So they say you have to sort that out so that that can help them get all of this picked up. They also say only 2 appliances are allowed per household. So if you have big appliances such as this refrigerator, they say you only are allowed 2. But one of the things I want to say here quickly is that they're asking people to actually take these doors off. Now, this is kind of heavy for me to kind of like open in itself, so only imagine what those folks have to do when they have to pick these items up. So if you can get these doors off, try and do so that it'll help them out as they're out and about picking up all of your unwanted items. Reporting live in Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yeah, it is a wild week in the metro here. You're seeing fridges, mattresses, who knows what else on the side of the road. So Nishay Taylor showing it all to us this morning. Thank you very much.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's what
bet.
they say. All right, thank you, Nishay. Time now for a look at our storm team forecast, where it looks like things are getting tropical. Good morning, Lisa.
It's going to feel like it to us, at least, as we're warming things up heading into the week this week. Finally, seeing some warm temperatures in the forecast, and that means we'll break the streak. The last time we saw 70 degrees was November 1st of last year, so it's been 6 months. This is for Fargo. I know some places in the east saw 70, but Fargo hasn't yet. So we've got some warmer weather on the way. With that comes its own issues here, and we've got dry fuels out there, some dry air that's in place. And as we warm up a little bit more today and the wind picks up, concerns about fire weather, we do have a red flag warning. It starts at noon and lasts until 8 o'clock this evening, and it covers northwest Minnesota essentially here. And again, we don't want to be starting any fires, and if you've had some recent burns that you've done, good idea to check on those here for today with those strong winds that we're expecting. Right now, they're not so bad. We've got an 18-mile-per-hour gust in Fergus Falls out of the north. That's pretty much it as far as stronger wind speeds at the moment. Fargo seeing a northerly wind at 12 miles per hour in the Northern Valley. We're in the single digits to some teens for winds as well. But now that the sun is up, it's going to start warming us up, get that air moving, and we'll start to see more of that wind develop. So here's a look at that sunshine. Beautiful out there this morning. A look at our conditions. Well, we're at 35 degrees in Fargo and in Grand Forks. It's only 30 in Detroit Lakes, and Devil's Lake also right at the freezing mark. So a chilly morning, one that might be a little frosty in some of these spots to start off yet again here today. So not quite done with our freezing temperatures in the morning hours at least. And as we take a look at our radar and satellite map, we're again on the quieter side, just a few clouds dipping into the Northern Valley this morning. So for today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We'll have temperatures going from the 30s this morning out at the bus stop to some 50s in the afternoon. So it'll feel better, but the kids might want their jacket all day because even though we're going to rise to about the low 50s in the valley, we'll have that wind, and that cuts into how it feels to be out in that sunshine. You may have noticed that yesterday if you were out and about. And here's a look at our winds for today. We'll see some gusts into the 30s. We may see a couple of places top off at 40 miles per hour a couple of times midday and into the early afternoon. Late tonight it'll start to ease up, but that north-northwest wind will continue to be an issue for us even into the evening hours. Tomorrow, still breezy but not as intense, and you see that turnaround in temperatures getting to 70 degrees by Wednesday and even into Thursday. Heading into the weekend, we do bring about some chances for some rain, but temperatures remain milder than we've been. We'll still be in the 60s on those days and getting right back to 70 potentially into next week. So turning the calendar, we're finally turning into some warmer springtime weather that will hopefully start greening things up for us as well. Again, a reminder, we have that red flag warning. Please be cognizant of what's going on out there and no burning here today, especially on the Minnesota side of the Red River.
Yeah, be safe out there and be on the lookout for that. Lisa, thank you.
New information this morning on a missing Fargo woman. Police now say 30-year-old Allie Patterson has been located and is safe as of 11:30 last night. Now, she hadn't been in contact with family or friends for about 2 weeks. No other details are being released besides the fact she has been found safe.
Fargo police are still looking, though, for a 16-year-old boy who's been missing for about 2 weeks. Picture up on your screen right now. 16-year-old Aiden Eichbach Fredrickson was last seen in South Fargo on April 18th. He's 6'2", 180 pounds, with hazel eyes and blonde hair. Contact Fargo PD or your local law enforcement if you have any information about him. Dozens of veterans and volunteers from the Valley are in our nation's capital today for another Honor Flight tour.
Yeah, Valley News Team's Alex Larson is in Washington, D.C. with the latest. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. We have 99 veterans with us today who served in Vietnam and Korea. All of them with powerful and emotional stories. And we got to be with them as they watched the history they were a part of right in front of their eyes. Now, we were at the National U.S. Army Museum yesterday after a plane landed, and we had the chance to be able to walk with some of those men.
They'd land in a landing zone, and you had to jump out. You wouldn't touch the ground usually, because it was, fighting going on. So they just come in and get within about a foot of the ground, and you had to jump out and take off. They'd leave you standing there.
That veteran told me going to Vietnam was a huge deal for a kid who'd never been more than 50 miles away from home before. Now, we've got a full list of places we're going to with these veterans today, and we'll keep you updated all morning and all afternoon on Valley Today and Valley News Live. But for now, reporting from our nation's capital, Alex Larson, Valley News Live.
And we are looking forward to those Honor Flight updates. In the meantime, though, a traffic alert in the Northern Valley. A major construction project begins today in Grand Forks, and people who take South Washington will be impacted. Washington Street is shutting down from 48th to 57th Avenue. This is as crews rework the 2-lane road into 4 lanes, so this stretch of Washington will be out of commission to drivers through August.
And happening today, the new airport shuttle between Fargo and Minneapolis is waiving fees. Sun Country Airlines says its motor coach service for booked trips will now be free through September 30th, which will save you about $30. The shuttle service launched back in February. The buses feature free Wi-Fi, in-seat power, extra legroom, and an onboard bathroom. You can get the deal for this at suncountry.com. Drivers jumped into action on I-94 after a 2-car crash in the Twin Cities. This traffic cam video shows car after car stopping to help before police and EMTs arrived.
State troopers say the victims are all expected to survive, but there's no word on what caused that crash. 3 dozen college students now hurt after a roof collapsed at a home near Ohio State University. Police say a large number of students were standing on a roof during a party. It was Saturday night when it came crashing to the ground.
14 are in the hospital, but in stable condition. About 20 others were treated by medics on scene. None of those injuries are considered life-threatening. Towns along the Mississippi River are now navigating flood conditions as the river starts to crest. People in parts of Iowa are waking up to waist-high water. Some had their gas shut off. Others could be seen going down the streets using boats due to the high water level.
The river is not expected to see many record crests in the next week, though, according to the National Weather Service. Officials in towns along the river say they are optimistic, though, because of improved flood walls and prevention measures all currently put in place. And folks are adding up the damage after a tornado touchdown in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Dozens of homes now damaged and many trees still down.
Firefighters say the damage is significant. As you can see, some of those homes now have gas leaks. Thousands of homes and businesses are also without power this morning. The U.S. State Department says it has helped evacuate close to 1,000 Americans from Sudan. That conflict there is now in its 3rd week.
Bowing to international pressure, Sudan's army and its rival paramilitary said they would extend a humanitarian ceasefire, but gunfire was heard in the capital over the course of this weekend. Workers in North Dakota saw an 8.7% raise in wages over the last year. This is according to data from ADP Pay Insights for March of 2023. And it's projected over the next 12 months, 75% of workers nationwide expecting to see their pay go up on average of 6.7%.
Now, the research also shows that workers have a renewed desire for career progression, along with high expectations for pay raises and flexibility, among other findings. Most workers are confident they'll get a pay raise or a bonus from their current employer in the next 12 months. If not, there's a strong sense that they will get one by getting a new job. There's some wild video out of Palm Beach, Florida, taken when a powerful storm moved through. Watch the center of your screen. The dangerous winds lift a car up on the highway. It then flew a few feet and flipped onto its side.
Now, one woman in the vehicle behind the crash says that car looked like a toy being tossed around. The National Weather Service in Miami says this was an EF2 tornado with winds of at least 130 miles per hour. The people inside do have minor injuries, and nearby several apartment buildings suffered substantial roof damage. You almost had to see it to believe it, and here it is with a Minnesota connection. 2 Oregon teenagers made it to prom in a very unique way by taking a tank to the big senior dance. Sherman Bynum says he was inspired to go big when his school set aside a special parking lot. It was at the Portland Art Museum in order for attendees to make splashy arrivals.
Yeah, he had to track down a group in Minnesota that rents out battle tanks. It was $1,000. However, they raised it on an online GoFundMe, and they got that money in about 3 days. So,
ask and you shall receive.
I guess.
The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start.
Thank you for joining us here. The CW continues with the Valley today. Otherwise